So how's
When?
everybody's Friday? How's it going? Anything good happening?
A new game came
Yahoo
out.
still exists, kind of,
I
sort of.
I have a Yahoo email. What's that mean? Is that like not the thing? I have Google too, though, to be fair. I don't use
Yeah,
Yahoo like homepage.
I actually still use a Yahoo email.
yeah.
Yeah? Huh.
Is that weird?
Oh,
I
they
don't
were they
know.
were a larger company and now they're individual pieces almost at this point in time for what still exists.
You could
Um,
say they're relevant. It's okay, Roxy.
I mean, Yahoo was like the thing back in the
It
day. So
was.
like
oh, they were.
yeah.
Hello,
AOL too, though. You know
Ashley.
what? Look what happened to them. Hi guys. Yes. Hello,
Yeah,
hello, hello.
hi. Hey, Alex.
Ashley, I haven't forgotten about you. It's just been one of those days. You'll know what I'm talking about. But I'm circling back around to you, I promise. Hello, Alex. I hope you're feeling better.
True.
Oh, I'm glad to see your name here, which makes me feel like you probably are feeling better.
I'm gonna just start the wheel now.
All right. Yeah, so we're
We
not gonna
have
take too long here. We do have some things to do. We got some questions to get through, but we're gonna do the winners first, you guys. I want to say congratulations on all of you guys who did consistently post. We will be doing you guys as well. So we're gonna do the first week of winners, which is Jay's about to get into for you guys, which is just our normal week for the Mindset May posting. So we'll have
mhm.
4 winners for that. You guys will get to be able to choose for merchandise. We will message you. I will DM you. You'll get a DM ping in Mindset Room saying you won, but I will then individually message you with the link for the merchandise stuff that you can choose from, and you can send me all your like personal stuff, confidential information in DM for me to be able to mail out the prizes to you. And then we will be doing the consistent winners, which is exciting because that's a little bit bigger
Consistent
prizes for you guys.
posters.
Well, oh, sorry. Yeah, consistent posters, who did it all throughout the month because we did say we would give you guys a little extra perk for being so consistent with it. So we'll be doing them right after. And there are 5 of those.
Yep.
So, uh,
Let's get
Five
yeah. And
started.
prizes,
then,
not 5 consistent posters.
right. Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, there's 5 prizes. And there's about I think there was 20. There was about 20 consistent posters. So
Yeah,
good
cool.
odds. But let's
Yes, good
start with
odds.
the let's
Yeah,
start with the
so
week four.
we're gonna do the winners first for you guys, and then we do have some questions we have to get through. So, but so you guys can get on with your lives if you would like to. Hey, congratulations!
Nico Coconut.
Yay. That's a fun name.
Congratulations. I
What a
know.
fun one.
I
All
almost
right,
read it
next
wrong,
one.
but then I realized
Congratulations.
like Nico and coconut like went together. I was like, oh, my brain almost forgot how to work because it's so
It's
late.
Friday. It's Friday afternoon.
It's been a long week.
It has been.
80
Hey,
Addy,
Ah,
congratulations.
congratulations.
yay.
Congrats.
We have two more.
Two
Two more.
more.
Two more of the last week. Who shall we land on?
I feel like our winners are never in the chats with us.
I know. Oh, yay.
Maybe that's the play.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Everybody leaves the chat for like a quick second while I'm spinning. Everyone leaves live and come back. Yo, you spun already? Like get pinged. This is the last one for week 4, and we have
Drum
Jakku
roll.
Boss. So congratulations to
Congrats.
Nico Coconut, Addie C, Darrow's Neck, butchering you, I'm sorry.
I
And
wanted to
then
see if you could get it.
Jakku Boss. Congratulations to y'all 4. We will be
Congratulations,
messaging
you
you
guys.
Congrats, guys.
afterwards. Christy will be messaging you.
Yes,
Make sure
I will
I
message you guys all. You'll get the ping and mindset announcing your winner, but I will message you privately over the weekend. You'll get a message from me and you guys can and then go shopping in the TTF merch store and send me everything you would like. And I'll let you guys know what you can get and all that stuff. But
okay.
congratulations. And that is awesome. I'm hoping that you guys are still enjoying the mindset stuff. And I think that this is a fun month. I liked this. I feel like this was like good vibe month for May,
Yeah,
where
it is.
lots of you guys like posting and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But for the consistent people who did this throughout the entire month,
All
let's
of
get
you
into
that I'm
your
scrolling
prizes.
through. Ken, you don't
Yes.
count, bro. Sorry, yeet.
Ken, if it lands on you, we'll
No,
do a
I took him
separate
out.
thing for
I
you.
took him out. You got
What?
deleted.
He said
So
what?
So literally
And I'll get
all
you
you
privately,
guys,
don't
you
worry.
have the option to win. And so whenever I roll your name, what's gonna happen? I mean, what's better than 2 wheels? 3 wheels. So what's gonna happen is once I roll on your name, we're gonna get to this wheel, and we have 3 specific prizes. As you can see, the very small prize, it's weighted very heavily, is a yearly TTF coupon. And then we have 2 $100 USD worth of TTF merch that we'll be giving a very lucky individual. And then also 2 times worth of comfy trading set Snuggie and 3 books of Roxy's choosing, Psychology of Money, Mental Game of Trading, and Trading in the Zone. And I want to verify that if you do land on this specific prize, you must have to be able to, I can't even talk right now, Chris. Jesus, you must have to be able to accept Amazon packages. That is a big thing. If you can't accept Amazon packages, let us know.
Yeah,
Please,
I will
before
handle
we
it
try and
with
ship.
you. Yeah, I will handle it with you in DM, all of you guys. So again, if you are one of these winners, you will receive a DM from me, just going over the details of how to claim these prizes as well.
So
But
there's
well,
going to
let's
be
get into it.
5. There's going to be 5 winners. So let us go with
Yeah.
the first winner.
All right, we'll give it some drum rolls for these guys. I feel like these guys deserve. We gotta get like sound clips. I feel like we don't.
Well, I was
really
playing
ever do
music, but you wanted to stop
Yeah.
at Ashley G.
that.
Hey,
Woo! Ashley,
What a
you know what?
doll. You deserve it.
Ashley deserves it this week for sure. Yeah.
Let me find
Shout out
you.
to Ashley. Shout out to Ashley for
Yeah.
for helping do the workbook that we did with the price action course, and I'm going to plug that here while we have you guys here. If you haven't checked out the new price action course, you definitely should. And there's a workbook there, which is awesome, and you guys should definitely look into it. But shout out to Ashley for helping with that and doing that. That was awesome. So
Let
kudos
us
to her,
see
and she
what you get
deserves a nice
to.
prize for that.
Yeah, let's see
All
what
right.
prize you get, Miss Ashley. You get $100 worth of TTF merch.
Yay!
yay!
Let me
I
write
will
this down so I don't
contact
forget.
you. Yeah, I will be contacting you, Ashley, and let you know how to go about claiming that. Congratulations. Now you get to do
Congratulations.
pick whatever you want. And we're gonna have some new designs on there. So if you guys want to hold out,
Yeah,
if
we
you're one of those people,
actually. You want me to? I could show that. Well, let me get through
let's
that,
not
and
get
I'll
let's
show
not get
it.
crazy, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get crazy on Friday, Chris. Okay, second person. Let's see. It's a very long wheel, I must add. Anfield.
Oh, yay! Good.
Yeah, that's exciting.
A
Congratulations.
brute
Congrats.
force
Another frequent
brethren.
flyer. Yeah, I feel like you're another chatter, so that's awesome. Congratulations. I guess you're all frequent flyers in here, to be fair. If you
I mean, yeah,
join
they consistently posted, so it just makes sense. So let's see what you are going to win. I don't know if you're in here. I don't see your actual Anfield name. Maybe you're kind of logged in as a different name in Zoom, but you have won the Comfy Trading Set Snuggie plus 3 books. So congratulations, Anfield, on that.
Yes,
Christy will
congrats.
be
That's a
reaching
solid
out to
one.
you.
Yeah.
Make
Listen,
sure
don't
you can receive Amazon packages.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you, but don't underplay a good Snuggie is all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. Like, the Snuggies are totally worth it, and the books are awesome. So
That's
I
what
will
I'm
send you
saying.
the list of the
You can
books.
get comfortable while reading. I mean, it's a pretty good combination.
Oh no, while trading, it's supposed to be comfy trading, Jay, not reading. Oh, I guess yeah, you can be reading too. You can use it for it's multi-purpose, I guess.
Yeah,
Is
there you
the
go.
idea here. The books, just so you know, though, there are 3 that Roxy has picked. So the books, if you guys are wondering,
Yes.
that he will be getting is Psychology of Money, Mental Game of Trading, and Trading in the Zone. So those are some shout outs from Roxy if you guys are interested in knowing more about them. You can
Yeah.
pick them up yourself. But congratulations, Anfield,
Con-
because you will be
yeah.
getting those.
Congrats. And congrats, Max.
Congrats,
And
Max.
Ooh.
So the yearly TTF coupon is still up for grabs right
Yeah,
now.
that's a good one.
The wheel, it might just let the last person get it. So we'll see what you're able to land on, Maximator. There's 3 winners left. You were the 3rd. Let us see. Kind of close, but you also will be getting a comfy trading set.
Very good.
Nice. Congratulations. Another solid, in my opinion, solid. Like, I feel like this is a fun, I like physical gifts. Like, sometimes it's like nice getting other, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just the little things you wouldn't think to buy for yourself when you get something like that. You're like, ooh.
So 2 more winners. You either get
All
a
right.
TTF yearly coupon or you get $100 worth of merch in the TTF store. So let us see.
see. I don't know if you guys can hear my bad
Kid
drumming.
said big bucks, no whammies.
I know, that's what it feels
MacD's,
like.
another frequent flyer, in the words of Chris, even though they're all frequent flyers.
Well, they are. I mean, now that I think about it, I don't know why I said that. You guys are posting every day, so of course we're seeing your names.
That was a good meme. Really appreciate that one. So MacD's, let us see what you get. I mean, I would say it's 50-50, but it's not really. It's like 75-25.
Yeah,
So
no
we shall
whammies
see.
is good here. Ken's right. This is a no whammy situation. I know they're both good gifts, but
Oh, you will be getting
Oh.
$100 worth of TTF merch.
Whammy. No, just kidding. Merch store is good. I'm just kidding. There, like I said, there's really cool like new designs going up that thank you to Roxy for doing them and working on them. So we'll get them up. So if you do want to hold and you're like, hey, I'd like to check out the new designs, we could do that too.
It's almost like me and the wheel are on the same like wavelength. Like
Oh
we
my
knew
God, like,
that it would
yeah,
make sense. Like the
anticipated.
yearly coupon would always be the last one. So now we have
Right?
about like 17 people left, all fighting for a free TTF yearly coupon. So let's see who earns it.
Ooh, I feel like, you know, we need that noise. You know what I mean? I can't do it, but we need that for when it lands on it. I'm gonna get a
Addie
noise
C, you
Oh
won.
my gosh.
Hey,
You won twice today. Not
double
only
winner. You know what? We didn't make rules up for against this.
No,
so
we
we're
didn't.
gonna allow
So
it.
you won fair and square. You not only did you win the week 4 wheel, so you'll be able to get free TTF merch. You also will be getting a yearly TTF coupon, a double winner.
No,
Wow,
congrats.
that's
You are
awesome.
yeah, somebody is like good karma all day today. You did something right. You got double prizes. Nice. Congratulations.
He's been posting in a lot. He's been learning a lot this round, so it's really
That's
cool
good.
to see
That's awesome.
him
Oh,
doubly rewarded.
see, that's awesome. I love that. All right. All right, you guys. Congratulations to all of our winners here. We're very excited for you guys, and I'm happy that you guys have been posting. For the people posting consistently, while you're in the chats, while we start getting into the Q&A stuff, if you guys were one of these consistent people, I'd love to hear your feedback, and I know Roxy would too, since she is the one who mainly runs the mindset room, just to see how did you guys feel about it? Did you feel like it was helpful? You can be honest. Were you all in it for the prizes? Were you like, I'm just going to do it for the prizes? Be honest with us. Let us know how you're feeling about it. Did you think it really did help you maybe just even be in a better mind space this month? Like what you're trading, be more on the positive side versus like the negative side, which we're all guilty of going deep down that dark hole. And I personally think that the journaling or just the emotional side of it, just being able to like talk or put out your like have an outlet for your feelings, I do really think that does help. And I'm hoping this helped you guys a lot in May, and we would like to know how you guys felt about it, because if you felt good about it, we would like to continue this every year in May and maybe grow it and keep a nice focus on it like we have for this month. So definitely let us know what you guys thought about it, how you felt, improvements, ideas, suggestions, and stuff like that for the future. But with that being said, you guys can type away if you want to, but we do have some Q&A stuff that we put out to you in the beginning of this month that you guys had sent some questions in, and we did like a really long 2-hour, like a 2-hour Q&A session.
True.
And we didn't even get through all the questions. So if you guys are interested in watching that, you can check back. It was recorded if you want to check some of the questions, but we are going to finish the like rest of the questions that were on that list. Hopefully not 2 hours. And the goal is to get through this quicker. But we do want to make sure that the people who did submit questions get their answers. So we are going to finish that up. If you were just here for the prizes, thank you for coming. You do not have to stay. But for those of you who did ask questions and didn't have them answered the first time, they are going to get answered in this recording. And you can always check back, and or if you're not here now, or if you did have a question but can't hang long, you can always check back for the recording.
Christy, may I
yes.
interrupt you, or at least
Yeah.
chime in here?
Go
Ashley
ahead.
did ask along the way if she could give hers away to somebody else.
Oh,
No, Ashley, why you have to be good like that? You know, you make it you have to be selfless, Ashley, really. No, yeah, sure, go for it. If you're
are
serious
you
about it.
sure? Well,
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
gonna say,
be
can you
sure.
put it in the chat? Or are you positive?
Ashley, pressure's on.
Yeah, exactly.
pressure's on. We're all waiting
Now
for
she's
you.
like, man, I was like just pretending to be nice
Her
like
palms
that.
sweaty.
You know what everyone you offer? Like, no, it's like the thing where you're like, do you want to sit down? Because you're sitting and someone's standing, and then you're like, please don't say yes though. You know?
Okay, she says, I am positive. Can I
All
choose
right.
who?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Well, now that feels unfair.
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a reroll.
We still got like 16 people waiting, vying for that one spot.
All right, here's what I'm going to tell you, Ashley. Message me privately who you would like to donate your gift to, but we will still re-roll again. So go for
There we
it,
go.
Jay. We'll do another fair spin, but if you would like to donate your prize, please DM me privately.
Okay,
But
well,
we'll do another one. So you guys are suckering me into another one. Congratulations. Only because I really enjoyed you guys this month in Mindset May, and I really thought, honestly, it was like such a good timing month for me too. I needed a lot of Mindset May this month, so it was very helpful for me too to also have this. So
Yay.
I have a soft spot for it. All right, go ahead and do another prize.
all right,
Oh
well,
wait, she says, whoa, hold up, Ashley. Wow, the timing. You are just like
wait, whoa.
planning this. She says, no, I'm sorry, not what I meant.
You
Oh,
mean
Ashley.
choose between people in here? No, yeah,
Let's
no, it's too
yeah,
late. Ashley, it's
Too
too
late. We're
late.
giving
We've
an
already,
extra prize.
we're
Too late.
yeah,
giving an
yeah.
extra prize. So
Done.
basically, we're cloning Ashley's prize that she won. Good thing she didn't win a yearly. No, I'm joking.
No.
But Ashley won the TTF merch, $100. So we are going to spin again, and so that person will technically win and another artificial $100. Well, it's not artificial; it's going to be real. But let's spin again. So we get 6 winners instead of 5.
Yeah. Ashley, still DM me. Don't worry about it.
So that one
Ooh,
guy,
nice. I feel
you
like the name also matched this, like that one guy who got the extra prize.
yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah,
it
you know
works
that one
out.
guy that like accidentally won. That's funny. But congratulations to that one guy. You are,
Yes,
I
congratulations.
think you're the final winner now, unless
You
other
are the
people want
fun.
to donate theirs as well. But I think you will be the final winner
Congratulations.
if that one guy
Congratulations.
wins. True.
All right. So Hope Green, since we are about to get into the questions, says this week was tough for me, so I'm here for a pick me up, regroup. Ken, thank you for your reply. It's been a really tough day for me too. Do something for yourself this weekend, and that is a very nice advice. But yeah, I hope that we can help you a little bit here. Feel free to talk about it a little bit in the chat if you want, if it helps you, if you're just looking for a little extra help, that's fine. We do have some mindset questions that we are about to get into. So hopefully you can take some advice from those answers that we give you that like Roxy, myself, and Jay will be kind of going over. And hopefully you find something helpful in there. So hang out for a little bit and listen around if you need that. Christy, there is a question. After being profitable, how people went to what? Christy, a question. After being profitable, how people went to a bad day.
How do you deal with it?
I guess what
Or
you're asking me is how I deal after being profitable, how do I maybe cope with a bad day or like having bad days? Um, I mean, it just happens, is all I can say. You know, the best thing advice I can say is when you have a bad day, my biggest thing is learning to walk away and learning to just say, like, today's not my day in the markets and it's okay. And really learning not to fall into the trap of revenge trading, which is very easy to fall into. I really do have those limitations I set on myself. And when I meet them, I leave for the day, go do something I enjoy, and I walk away so I'm not tempted to revenge trade. And that's what helps to keep you profitable and protect your capital. And that's important in this world, in my opinion. But maybe Roxy and Jay can talk a little bit more about it.
no, it's that same principle of learning to accept a loss. It's learning to accept that you're going to have losing days too. And the same way that you deal with a loss and maybe stepping away for a few minutes to regroup for your mind, it's learning that on a larger scale and going, it's a losing day. I need to accept that. I need to just go do something different, take my mind off of it, and keep going. Because you are going to have losing days, you're going to have losing weeks, maybe even a losing month.
Yeah, I mean, and you also kind of answer the question and the question itself. You're after being profitable, like you know you could be profitable. So losing day, it'll just happen. You know that you have the ability and the experience to come back and make positive days. So it's just sometimes in life, like outside of trading, you have bad days and you have good days too. It's the same thing in trading. Like it can't all be green or blue at times. If you're on the MT4, it will be blue, but just note that like you've seen the positives, and like obviously they'll come negatives, and you'll be able to appreciate the profitable days way more. This is a good way to put it. Okay, so
And let me just get through, they're doing
yeah.
a follow-up question, sorry. I
Awesome.
need to mentor any resources. I mean, the answer you got here was that there's a lot of stuff on the actual website, so there's tons of content on there. You have a ton of mentors here. You don't need like one specific. We have lots of them, and we're all available for questions. Like, you can always DM us if you have questions. You can always ping us in the chats. Like, we're all here and available to you. But don't be afraid to ask. That's the thing, is like, I think sometimes people don't realize that they just have to, we don't know, we're not mind readers, so we need to know what you need help with. So ping us anytime you need help. Hashtag strategy support room in the Discord is where I would really suggest you kind of like ask those questions, just because that's where we really do focus when we're looking to help people. But if it's something you want privately answered too, that's okay. And you can just DM any one of us. The admins or the big bankers and staff roles, all of those people are able, you could always DM any of them if you needed help. And if for some reason that person you DM or answers you back doesn't know, we'll be sure to like redirect you to somebody that would be able to help you. And then something about this for Hope Green, who asked this question, I started revenge trading even though I know better. We all do, don't worry, everyone's guilty. Once you start down the cycle, it's hard to get out of, and that's true. So again, comes down to a discipline thing that we kind of just touched on, so I don't want to like, go over that again, but this is a discipline thing where you're just going to need to learn to just how to walk away, why to walk away.
Oh, she muted herself.
I'm sorry, my dogs are barking.
Oh.
Please just give me a second. If you guys want to take over that re-answering of that question, just so you guys don't get bombarded by barking dogs.
No worries.
Where
were we?
Basically about the revenge trading, how to get yourself
Oh.
out of the cycle.
Gotcha. I still come back to the only thing that's helped me out the most is to step away and take a break, because, and I call it like, and Ian does too, circuit breakers. You have to stop any behavior or emotion that you find is starting to run you or take you over or anything along those lines. You're needing to do what we call circuit breaker, and that's just something that causes you to stop what you're doing and allow your logical mind enough time to take over. So not to get like too technical on that or anything, but that's where we say like step away for 5 minutes, do something else that's kind of a distraction, and let your self process emotions or whatever's going on. It's with revenge trading, it's that thinking that the next trade or the next trade or the next trade is going to get back whatever happened. The answer is it's not. It can, over time, you can get better at recouping losses, but that's a skill, and that's a skill you have to build over time. It's too much of walking a fine line of thinking that you're going to be able to get that back in the beginning when you don't necessarily have that skill built up. So that's where you have to learn to just step away and take a breather. When your logical mind reasserts itself, you can then see the market better, and or also be able to evaluate that, hey, I shouldn't be trading at all. I shouldn't continue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You just need to trust your system. That's all it boils down to in my head, in the sense that if you know that, and you tested enough that like you might have had a bad day, but you know that you'll be able to recoup that in the next day, maybe a week, maybe it takes that long, which can be a mental toll on people a lot of times, sure. You will make up like whatever you lost. So like don't go down that path. Sure, obviously it's easier said than done. I've been there myself. But ultimately, like if you trust your system and you take your 2 losses maybe for the day and then you finish, I mean that's good. And like Roxy said, just step away and go maybe ride a bike or go out for a walk or walk the dog or something like that in that regard. Just get away from the charts, because the more exposure you have to the charts when you're not supposed to be looking at the charts after your plan is basically done for the day, that's the greed starts hitting in, and just like, oh,
yep.
like I'm here already, so might as well like try and like make this up, like even though I'm not supposed to. So yeah, no, it's just if you don't. No,
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I was just going to say that the book, The Mental Game of Trading, really goes into revenge trading. It's one of the examples that he breaks down a lot as to how it happens and how to recognize the sequence of it. and why it's happening. It's born partly out of greed, but a lot out of anger at the market, usually anger at what just happened. Your stop loss got ticked by, one tick over and it hit your stop loss and turned and ran the other direction the way you were expecting it to go. And I mean, that generates that instantaneous anger, and that anger, if left unchecked, is what starts to fuel your inability to essentially think straight, so to speak. And then you start making those choices of, oh, well, it's still running. I can get in. Okay. And you get in and it's like, well, that wasn't to my rules. Crap. Now what? So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like an avalanche.
Yeah,
it's almost like a
exactly.
snowball effect to where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm following my rules. You lose a little bit, and then you get pissed and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna enter this trade against my rules. You
Yep.
then lose that trade, so it's like a double whammy at that point. And
Yep.
so you're pissed and you're fearful, and then so the next trade that comes, which is a perfect trade to your plan, plays out, and you hesitate and you end up not taking it, and it works out perfectly in your favor. And you're like, well, damn, I should have took that trade.
Yeah,
Now I'm pissed
exactly.
again. And
More
then you
fuel.
get into it. Yeah, then you get into another trade that is not against your. It's just like literally a snowball effect, and that's why like we just say we don't explain it fully every single time, but that's like literally the TLDR of us saying just make rules, find the edge with those rules, and then stick to your rules. Because if you don't, then you have this like mental struggle of, oh, I shouldn't have taken this trade. Here's my perfect setup. Hesitate. Don't trade it. It works. Damn, I'm pissed. Next trade comes around. Not my trade setup, but I want to make up for it because the last trade, it's like, it's a hole. You just fall down a hole. And we have all been there for sure. So stick to your rules.
Yep. Agreed.
And if you don't have rules, make some, test it, make sure it's profitable before you go into the markets. So that will help you out. Ashley said, do you need a mentor or an accountability partner? Oh, that could be a good question too, because that's what I like about here. There's so many like duos and groups that have formed from here and have built like accountability, kind of like small accountability groups where they kind
Yeah.
of just check up on everybody
Yeah.
like privately.
Yeah.
So,
We in Mindset, we definitely push that, because I think there's an incredible value in having, say, a couple, 3 people, or even just one other person who really understands what you're trading, what's going on, and you can go to them and that they're just going to be uh, that sounding board, and that person who can really call you out if you're not doing something right or whatever. They're that person or people that can do that for you. So I don't know. I find incredible value in having accountability partners.
Chrissy,
Yeah.
you can unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted. I hear you guys. I was just letting you guys go. You were
So
vibing.
Reggie said, hi, what do you think about getting into competition challenges? Yeah, I've been seeing like those pop up, like my FX, my funded FX and like funded engineering stuff. So I got into one, but I don't know, but I don't want to play catch up with those guys who don't have risk management, but it gives me a free challenge to practice my risk management strategy. So I kind of understand what you're saying. It's a free competition. And I'm assuming like the top 10 or so might get like free small challenges from the group. And so you have a lot of people over here like just risking the entire world because it's a free challenge. They don't lose anything. They're risking
doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, they're risking the world just to try and get that account. And here you are like slow and steady wins the race, like worrying about yourself. And I can understand that because that's almost like strategy wars in a sense, where like everybody's so worried about getting their point instead of sticking to their strategy, which I understand. You get points from daily submissions, but at the end of the day, those people that like you might feel like you need to quote unquote chase, those are the statistics that MFF had said like a while back. I remember when MFF like gave statistics of like for the people who have made over 30, 40, 50K in a month, there was like very little, like 5 to 10% of them kept their accounts the next 2 months because they would go huge on risk, make their money, and then do that the next month, which might not have been as trending for them the first couple of trades to get their get the ball rolling, and they completely wipe out their accounts. So those people are literally either going to kill the game in this competition or completely wax their account. For them, it's free, so who cares? So yes, it's very hard for you trying to stay consistent. to keep up with these people. I can definitely understand that, but just note that at the end of the day, it's all about you becoming self-sustainable. Don't worry about the people on the side of you. Like at the end of the day, if that competition helps like drive the environment of kind of a live and funded kind of type of feel, I mean that's going to benefit you, and you'll be laughing at those people who are going crazy in the leaderboards who may have made like an imaginary 40K because they don't care. They'll be the people that are still buying accounts while you are consistently building up your capital and taking out your consistent bi-weekly gains. So don't worry about
The
it.
short answer to this is what Jason is. It's a nice idea to do it. You went in there. It's a nice way to do it. There's two sides of the coin here. Basically, is yes, are they not doing any risk management? You're right. They're probably not. They're trying to beat it as quick as possible to get an account. There's a reason that these people give this out to you. These prop firms give them. You know why? It's because they know that what they're doing isn't sustainable. So it's very low risk for them as a company to give that account to people who are likely just YOLOing it. Because maybe you pass it, sure, but the likelihood of you actually sustaining that account and getting to a real payout on it is very low. So for them, they're like, sure, go ahead, do no risk management, YOLO it all you want, get the free account. And it looks good for them. Think about it. It's a good marketing thing for them. We give out free accounts, blah, 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 blah. We do challenges. But the likelihood of them actually having to pay you out a substantial amount of money long term is very unlikely because you don't actually have good risk management. Is it unfair though to the people who like you are trying to practice safe risk management? Absolutely. It's shitty. And you're likely not going to rank if you're trying to, I don't want to say it's impossible, but you're likely not going to rank as high as the people who are just doing crazy stuff on these accounts. My suggestion is use challenges, things like, I mean, I will plug us a little bit with Strategy Wars because we do make you focus on risk management. Like we do make sure that you actually have to like use some sort of risk management of some sort, especially lately. And that I think will help make you a better trader long term. And then you can do the free trials, which is still free too. It doesn't get you a free account, no, but will it maybe like secure you when you go to invest your money in passing the account and actually having the ability to maintain the account? Yes. So it's kind of like while the free challenges make sense to an extent if you could rank and like win one, the reality of it is like it's kind of uh like you're trying to run before you can walk. It's like that type of thing. Like don't, or these people are the people who are at least getting them. They're like trying to run before they can walk, and the reality of it is they're probably not going to actually be able to stay in those accounts. And that's why the companies do give them out the way they do. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings on them, and Jay and I don't want to keep talking about this one. It's
No,
mixed
yeah,
feelings.
it's an
But
easy way
I
for
think
them to like pretend
it
it's
is.
like charity work of giving accounts, knowing that the people who are probably winning are risking way more, and they won't hold the accounts afterwards.
Right.
So
And the
they're
reality of
not
it
losing
is,
money. They're
if
getting more publicity without losing any money,
right,
basically.
exactly, pretty much.
Stalls,
They're counting
stalls
on that.
footing.
And then if the US, if they actually held like a, hey, who practices the best risk management challenge? Now, obviously that would be different. And I would love it if they did that. But they don't do that. And the reason is because they would be paying people out forever then with these free accounts if they actually really made you stick to like true risk management stuff. But anyway, I think that
So
this is one of those things. Don't try to rush the process. Practice the process properly is what we're trying
yeah,
to say. While it's okay to try it, go for it. But I think mentally you may actually find you struggle more trying to compete against those people because you know what they're doing is wrong. And then you're going to just still feel like inadequate and like that's not fair to you mentally when you know what you're doing is actually right and more sustainable. So just tread lightly with that. I get the appeal, but my recommendation is be careful with it. And if you're finding that you're struggling mentally, just stop it. Just stop doing the challenge stuff because it's going to set you back. Actually, you'll learn bad habits and it's not a good idea, I think, if it's going to affect you mentally.
So if you want a competition or a challenge, Strategy Wars July, right?
Yeah, that's my
a
okay.
little
Let's move on.
plug.
You guys
All
are
right, what's up, Carl? So
asking more
Yeah, I was
actually,
gonna say
questions.
Carl's got a
Yeah,
good question there if you
yeah.
can.
yeah.
Once profitability is reached, have any of you ever felt that it's not real and you don't believe it for some time? It's an interesting thing I saw this month on a few people on mindset submissions. The old
100%.
imposter syndrome. I still have it sometimes to this day.
Me too. Which is crazy. I think that I never take for granted the fact that I do make what I make in the markets. The markets are what they are. I know they're their own beast. I've been burnt by them plenty, so I approach it with a very I guess I approach it with a pretty practical mindset. And now I will say there was a time, and I've talked about this before in the last one, where I was quite greedy. I did get greedy and it got the best of me. And I'll tell you what, I didn't know what I was doing with tax wise yet, and it got me anyway. So I ended up paying for it, and I learned down the road also to be more careful with that. But anyway, my point is that it's always one of those things that I've always made sure that I never counted my eggs before they hatched. So just because I had a funded account where I was being consistent for a while, I never assumed or like overspent money, which I have seen people do. Please don't ever do this. I've cautioned people before. Don't even spend the money that you might have in a funded account and like think that, oh, well, I'm going to get paid that out even if I stop trading now, because you never know. Don't spend money before you actually have it. Don't try and up your whole lifestyle because you like been profitable for a couple of months. Like you can't guarantee that money. My advice is whenever you are making money from trading, and we talk about this a lot, is to find ways to reinvest that money to make you additional income. That's maybe a different source, or maybe it's passive income, maybe it's another adventure of some sort that you look into as far as like how you could use your money to create different wealth for you, different streams of income. The reason I say that is because trading is fickle, and that way when you are having a rough month, or maybe you go negative, maybe you do lose an account, you're not in this like, oh my God, how am I going to like pay this mortgage for a house that I bought that is way too expensive now because I'm not making anything? Or how do I don't know, how do you just maintain a lifestyle that maybe you started trying to have, and now you can't maintain that lifestyle because maybe you just had a bad month or two in the markets? So I think it's always smart to use the money as like in a practical sense, and then to use that money, take it and put it into another thing, a stream of income or another way that generate you wealth that is more sustainable, or not only sustainable, more like consistent. So that's kind of my suggestion on that, but Jay and Roxy could chime in on that if they'd like.
I don't purchase things unless I'm willing to absolutely lose them, and I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, I would say, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Does it
I
feel
always
real?
make sure.
I guess to go back to that question,
Yeah,
does it
yeah, I was
feel
gonna
real
say,
to you?
I'm
I don't
sorry. I
know.
was just thinking about what you'd been saying, but yeah, does it feel real? Yeah, it does. I mean, I think one thing that made it more real was losing what I built after I become profitable.
Yeah.
In the sense of like the account and everything. It's like, I think that made it more real because it's the reality check that that, like you were saying, markets are fickle and things are fickle. So I think that part made it more real for me. But yeah, I mean, it does feel real. But I mean, initially when it first happened with profitability consistently, it didn't. So I think it's something that
Yeah.
becomes more real over time. I don't know. That's what I
It
would say.
Yeah, it feels real, and it's in some ways, and then in other ways it's almost surreal that like you get to do
Yeah.
what you do. But then
Yeah.
again, if you've ever heard us all talk, like it's almost like an adjustment where it just feels like you take on a new job or a new role in that kind of way, like a new career. Like that's how it kind of came about for me, where it's not just like this, like we've talked about this before. Like we don't just jump in like 15 minutes a day and you're like done for the day, and then you just like go and you're like, all of us have we're all like hustlers in different ways, or we have like other streams of income in some way or another. And that's like it's just a change of your job role. Being your own boss is amazing. That definitely feels surreal sometimes. I do love that. I can't say that I don't. That like break from the rat race, the everyday, that's amazing. And there are definitely times where that feels a little bit like, oh my gosh, it's too good to be true sometimes. But like to say, I don't know, I guess the real
I
part,
kind
yeah,
of
it grows on you over time, is all I can say. But I think
Yeah,
that
exactly.
a lot of us here kind of like slowly separated from these like previous lives we had or careers
Mhm.
we had. It was a slow weaning process. So it's like it slowly starts to feel more and more real to you. I can't speak for people who make those like abrupt, like just
Yeah,
break.
exactly. I was gonna say.
Oh, I don't know anybody who did that. Like, I don't know any real day traders who are actually consistently profitable that just were like, nope, I'm done what I'm doing, and never did anything else, and they just started making money off trading. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't know that person that exists. So I can't really help you there. But if that's you, let us know in the
Yeah.
future. Like, I would love to know.
I
We
I
can move
definitely
on.
have imposter. I definitely have. Well, I don't think I have it anymore because I just kind of make myself not think about it. I guess is a good way for trading because it's so hard to like accept that you're able to do this now because while you've been trying to learn for like a year and beyond, you're just getting fed like by either like your family, friends, like partners, whatever, is like, why are you doing this? This is such a risk. Like 90% of people fail. And it's like you're always getting fed like negative, negative, negative. So like it's kind of hard to accept the positive, like, damn, I'm actually doing this. And so like I just kind of like when it comes, it comes. I place my trades, wait bi-weekly for the payouts, and then grab them. I don't really think about like really very rarely. Like this question here, like makes me think about it now. But it's just I try not to think about it because me thinking about that doesn't really help me like make more money. I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that
think
was just an easy
everybody
way
does
for
that.
me is to tone it out because you're just fed so much negativity while you're trying to like make this happen. And then once the positive happens, it's very hard to like switch that because you're just used to like everything being so negative and now it's positive.
Well, hopefully you're not being fed negative stuff here. But anyway, that's jeez,
Yeah, like
Jay.
especially like
No,
my
it can
like
be
close
hard. It
friends
can be
like
hard for sure.
Chris Deakins and like every other.
Yeah, yeah, so negative about it. No, I'm a realist with you, Jay. When you mess up, I will hold you accountable. But
See, there's
I
that
mean,
accountability partner again.
Yeah.
accountability, but it's not
Hey,
negativity.
likewise.
It's real. Yeah, well,
Likewise.
all of us and everybody needs that. You need someone who's going to give you the reality check because let's be for real. Like this is mindset talking. Like sometimes you're like, I'm not wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. And you're like, come on, like you did. Like you messed up. Take the accountability, learn from it. Because until you do that, you will not learn from it and you will not grow from it and you will continue the same bad habit. The definition of insanity. You will continue to do the same thing over and over again with that bad habit, expecting a different result, but you will never get it. So definitely want to make sure that you are taking the accountability. You might need a tough love partner or accountability person here in this trading world. And I mean, there's somebody for everybody that you need, but you need to know what you need. Think it through what kind of
Yeah.
person you are. If you're one of
That's
those people who like, is going to cry if someone gives you tough love, maybe you need to find a more gentle mentor. If you're somebody who's like, no, I need someone to tell me to check me because I won't do it. Find a tough loved one. But you definitely can look around. There's lots of people like Ashley even offered, like, are you looking for an accountability partner? Like I can be it for you. And especially in Mindset Room, I feel like you definitely could reach out if you are looking for someone to kind of be like that person for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say mindset rooms are a really great spot to drop in if you need
Yeah,
that.
100% agree.
We know people that are interested. We can help as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more the gentle type, but I can do tough love if you need it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at tough love.
I was
I
gonna
was just
say
gonna
if
say,
you
I think
want
Jay's a good
really
scholar.
tough love, I'll point you there.
No, but that's why
All right.
I really like TTF, just in the sense that, like Ada kind of said, it's like better to keep this project to yourself. Yes, like
Mm-hmm.
don't kind of like flaunt to people because then they'll either bash you or like they'll be up your butt whenever you do actually figure this out. But it's hard to just keep it to yourself because like you can't, like as humans are like we want to interact and like we're excited about this, but like you also can't really tell people because they won't understand. So that's why I love TTF, because you could just come in here and just kind of speak your
Yeah.
mind.
Thank you. So I'm going to move on here. Ada asked, where can I learn more about Evan's Leaf strategy, war rules? We will let you know. That will be coming in July. You usually we'll usually release to the community like 2 weeks before the launch, all the rules, what's going on. We change it up each season. There's usually different themes and different like style twists and stuff that we do, but you will learn all of that in like 2 weeks. So don't worry about that yet. But we definitely will give you guys time to prepare for it. Roxy, thank you for sharing about the mindset room stuff in here. Great place to drop in and discuss mindset based bad and good habits. We can help with those. So, let's see. Am I missing anything? There's definitely some more. Is there any other questions?
As I say, yeah. Speedy asked for tips for being patient.
Mm. Ooh.
Place your trades and tie your hands together and walk away. Tie your hands behind your back, unless you're very
sit
like...
on them. That's what I said in the last mindset live that we did. I literally sat on my hands because it's at least
Were
enough to
you?
make you think about what you're doing.
Okay.
So
I feel like I'm not good at, so yeah, I feel like this could be like a Jay
Mm.
or Roxy question if you guys have anything additional other than sit on your hands. I'm actually just a pretty patient personality in general, so I don't really struggle with patience too much. Um,
Well,
And
my
I'm pretty
first,
patient too. It's just a matter of
yeah,
like,
I feel like you
you
are
get
too.
that
So
nervousness or that can also lead to a feeling of impatience because you want to see the trade play out, you're
result, yeah, that's
concerned, you're
true.
you're worried about it. Like it can trigger any number of things. Um and so
I
yeah, I
just,
mean, I'm more patient now because I understand that my strategy works. I understand what's happening and I understand what to expect, but also that I've accepted whatever the outcome is. So for me, Speedy, your patience is going to come through teaching yourself that. And that's a lot
yeah.
of what you've been trying to do with your back testing that I know you're doing. So
I
I
kind of did
feel
the
like
opposite of
changing your
Roxy.
name to like patient turtle might help too. Like get your mindset to like
True.
something
You're
where you're
always
like, I'm a
seeing your name
patient person.
Speedy.
No, no, joking
No.
aside, I think that Roxy's information is really good there. The thing that I also did, thinking of in this way of like, you know what I do know I did to myself, which was kind of bad for me. Every time I get impatient, I felt like I was more tempted to go lower and lower and lower on time frames
mm,
because in the beginning, I equated quicker or lower time frames with quicker opportunities. And I thought, oh, well, quantity. I always thought, oh, well, the more trades I can get, the more money I can make, and I can get more trade opportunities on like the 1 second time frame, like some outrageous stuff. And I think that obviously after losing tons of money that way and not having any real not really actually being patient to wait for the quality of the move, not the quantity of the move. Once I realized that based around my testing and actually working out my plan and following it. Like I know we say that a lot, but like it really did come down to like learning to believe in my plan. There was a bit of a struggle for sure to go back up to higher time frames. And when I say higher, I mean like 15 minute really isn't that high
It's
in
huge.
hindsight.
such a high time frame.
I know in hindsight it's really not, but to me it felt that way. And it felt like, oh my God, I'm only gonna get one, maybe two trades a day. My secret for me, honestly, was alerts, where I just had to plan. I've talked about this before too. I had a plan in my day to leave my house, do things outside of my home or wherever, and just get the alerts when the market came near what I analyzed in the morning. So I learned to have a routine, which it did take me a while to break that habit of like staring at a 1 minute chart all the time. I had to learn to break that habit and make it that my habit was now I had a morning routine. I sat down, I did my analysis, I knew where I would potentially wanted to go, and I would set an alert at that area. I would either set it for the indicator I was
Yeah.
using or set it at a price point. When I got the alert, I already knew what I wanted to do when the market got there. So I would just get the alert and then I could set the trade. That was something else that kind of helped me physically just being removed from my home. It's a bit extreme.
I kind
Roxy's is definitely
of
less extreme to sit on your hands. So I don't know where you fall in there. That depends on your personality, but
Well, I'll give you a
yeah.
third option to fall under. My first strategy that I ever made was on the 15-minute time frame, and instead of this is kind of before I was into trading, I realized from a very early time where I would watch the charts too much and I would enter like when I'm not supposed to. So I was like, okay, I am not going to change anything I do. I get distracted too easily. So let's try something. So I used to play this game. I still play this sports game, and it lasts about 7 to 8 minutes. And so I was like, okay, if I make a 15-minute strategy, I could probably play 2 games. I cannot pay any attention to the charts because I'm playing those games. Like I could usually fit 2 in between every 15-minute candle. So I would never get to see like the crazy wicks of the candles. I would just literally see close, close, close. And I was distracting myself on another screen the entire time. So like if you have to do that too, like if you're able to place the trades and you still want to like be on the PC, just do something else on the PC that like is enough time for you to be distracted so you don't get like scared from the wicks. And it helped me out too. So I was able to game, and then after my game would end, I would look at the candle, see if I needed to enter or not. If I needed to enter, I would enter that trade. And then after I entered like 2 trades, I don't remember my old rules, but I think it was around like 2 trades max. So once I entered that, I would close it out and I would just keep playing video games. And that's how I got through. That's how I undistracted myself. But yeah,
Yeah, and I,
so
I was gonna say I do things as well to distract myself. I have a set of stress balls that I can put in my hand if I need to occupy my hand, if depending on if that's needed. Um, And then, yeah, I've done the gaming as well. I can go too far with that being on the 1 minute though, and I lose track
It's
if
true.
it's a good
Yeah,
game.
that's
So, there's a balance there on that one, but yeah.
Unless you've already entered the trade and you're kind of manually trailing from there, then you could probably do that on the 1 minute. But yeah, that's why I bumped to the 15. I was like, 15's nice because you could play and be undistracted.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Or
So
in trading, you could just open a demo account and just keep hammering away the trades in demo.
there you go. Yeah, give yourself an outlet. That's good. Did we have that list of questions?
Yeah. So one of the questions that I actually want to go over is I've started my phase 2 going into drawdown, and I've been paralyzed by it for 2 weeks now at least. I missed opportunities and closed trades at a slight movement against me. Why did that happen, and why did I get so fearful suddenly? Well, that's because you are literally one step away from what you've been working for who knows how long. You didn't really give a time. Like, you're in your phase 2, you passed your phase 1, so you're very excited, you're getting that euphoria hit, you're in phase 2, and now it's like, oh wait, I could still lose this thing. And so
Yeah.
I think that is kind of where you're at. And it's very easy. I've done that too. Oh, I've done that multiple times. It's hard.
Yeah, a lot of people get that first shock though, because the next trade they take on phase 2 ends up being a loss, and they're just sitting there going, what just happened? Aren't I supposed to be moving forward? This feels like I'm moving backwards.
Yeah,
So,
phase 1 was so much harder. You had the more percent gain. Like, this should be a lot easier.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you set a certain mental expectation, and so recognizing and working to remove that expectation, I think can be helpful in passing challenges.
Yeah, and hope. See, like, yeah, you're like euphoria. That's what I'm dealing with. And then, yeah, I kind of read what you were saying, how you recently got funded with Funder Pro, and they did an interview with you, and then now you're kind of like falling into the trap. So what I've experienced what you did too. I've been there in the sense that we're so conditioned and drilled into wanting to pass challenge. Once you go live, you're still in that pass, like, whether you think you are or not, subconsciously you're still in that, like, I need to pass, I need to make this percent gain, I need to make this, and now you're live. You could step back and be like, okay, if you're struggling, step back and be like, I could risk way less, I can get my account back. And it's just it's hard because everybody's always, like, you see on YouTube, how to pass prop firm accounts, how to do this. Nobody ever talks about how to maintain prop firm accounts once you pass. Everybody's like, pass. And then once you get there, you're like, great, I passed. And you're like, euphoria. Yeah, euphoria hit. I finally done it. Okay, but what now? And that's where that what now hits you hard, because you're so used to making the 8% a month, 10% a month, maybe no time limit, so you have it easier. But that is the next and final step, I would say, is understanding that you could take a step back, you can risk way less. Like, this money is now, every time you make a trade, that money could potentially be in your pocket, depending on what prop firm you're bi-weekly, or maybe you have like weekly. But it's important to take a step back. You're not at all in a challenge mode anymore. And so risk less. Like, I'm not fine. Like, not obviously stick to your system, but
You're
for
rambling.
me,
I know where you're going with this, Jay. I'm gonna jump
all
in.
right,
I'm gonna
Chris,
save you
take
here.
it
I'm
over.
gonna
Chris,
save
take it
you
over.
here. I'm
Chris,
gonna
take it
save
over.
you.
Save me.
Only 'cause you're basically what he's trying to say is you don't need to be in challenge mode. Take yourself out of it. So if you are, let's say, for example, I'm sorry for the church music in the background if you hear it. Just trying to wait it out. It's like 1 more minute, I promise. It's just the seagulls and the church music is like
I
really
was gonna say, I
loud
heard
right now.
birds earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm at my beach house, and it's
Oh,
every 6 a.m., 12 o'clock, and 6 p.m. They do the church music for 5 minutes at a time. This is a total rant.
wow,
But why
that's
at 6
random.
a.m.? Why at 6 a.m. in the morning for 5 minutes? It's like every morning you're like, well, it's 6 a.m. Nobody
I think
told
they
me
do
there
the
was a church that
6-12.
did this.
The 6
No
and
offense to the
12s.
church people. It's lovely. It's nice. You always know what time it is. All right. Anyway, what Jay's trying to say is that when you are in this challenge mode, it's again a psychological aspect of what they do. It's purposely done. You have to remember, these companies, majority of the time, they are making their money from sign-up fees, not from you actually being a
Yeah.
profitable trader. They're very open about it. They tell you they only copy so many people. So
Profitable
when you're
trades are their
talking,
expense.
right, so when you're looking at it, if 100K, for instance, you pass and you get through this challenge mode, they're banking on you being greedy. They absolutely are. They want you to be greedy so you blow the account so you never get the payout. Why do you think that they'll pay you every 2 weeks, but not the very first month? Right? The very first month, most of them make you wait the full 30 days. They're not going to pay you in 2 weeks. They make you wait a whole month because they're banking on you to blow the account. So
I've
Most
done
they
it.
people
want
do. That's
I've
the
done
thing.
it.
They have the
most people
stats to
do.
prove it.
Exactly, because you get still greedy. You're still in challenge mindset mode. It's all a psychological game. This is like the casino type of idea. Know that the house is trying to always win. They are the house, right? You have to be smart enough to outthink them. Don't go into a live account with the greedy mode. If you have a hypothetical 100K account and you make, let's say $2,000, right? You're up 2%, be done. If $2,000 is enough to make you very happy for that month, that's more money than you were expecting to probably make. Just be done. Say, I'm done trading now for the month. If you have to meet a minimum amount of days, take extremely small trades, the little micro lots, 0.01, hit your little minimum for your trading days, and then just get your payout. You've now left your account live and you weren't over greedy and you still made money off of it, which is more than most people make. You know, you're going to fall in that 5% now of people who are actually profitable instead of the 95%. That's my recommendation. That's what Jay's kind of going on here.
Yeah.
But when you're in what your specific question that this person was asking, to go back to that, the 4%, usually 4 or 5% or whatever for phase 2 you have to make, it's again a psychological game. They know that you did the hard part in phase 1. You think that they really cared, they would flip it. Think about it from a logical point of view. You would give them you give the easier challenge first and then progressively make it harder, because you would want to weed like that. If I was doing it from that point of view, they don't. This is a
Well, they do
psychological
harder
game.
first. That way they can make the turnover a lot easier.
Exactly. They do harder first, so they weed out the people quickly. And then the second phase, they know that you're feeling confident. They know you're feeling like, well, I did the hard part first. This is easy. This is cake. And that's why they give you even longer to do an easier percentage game. It's all a psychological game. And if you are feeling that you're falling into that trap, all I can say is that while it's exciting to pass phase 1, you are still very much in a challenge in phase 2. And try not to start like fantasizing about like what you're going to do with all your money when you pass and all these things that you think about. You very much so are still in the challenge, and you should take it just as intense as you did with phase 1. Phase 2, I think a lot of people start to feel a sense of like, again, euphoria, where they think they're going to like pass. They assume, well, I did the hardest part, so obviously I'm going to pass the easier part. But it's not so obvious. Obviously, oh, that's a lot of obviouses. But anyway, obviously it's not so easy to pass phase 2, and it's because they are banking on you to almost feel overly confident in the fact that you will pass phase 2. And then the first thing that happens, maybe your first trade is a negative trade, and now you're like, oh my God, and you start spiraling very quickly. So while I love prop firm challenges, and I think we all do agree that they are a great way to get access to capital that you probably would never see for years doing it the other way, they definitely come with their own mental challenges. And again, just use Mindset Room for your help with this. I would, anytime you're struggling, if you're in phase 2 and you're struggling and need help, go into Mindset Room, type a little message in, be like, hey guys, need some help. I'm in phase 2 and I'm struggling here. Like, I don't know what happened. I did good with phase 1, stuck in phase 2. Like, any suggestions, tips, advice. And somebody, I'm sure, will be able to be like, bro was just there, or sis, but I don't want to discriminate. Bro or sis, they're gonna be like, listen, I was just there trying to get through phase 2, went through this, here's what happened. And like, it could just be helpful because somebody's always in a challenge, I feel like, in our community. And yeah, anyway,
A lot of
I
people,
ranted too.
actually.
Yeah, I ranted there too, Jay, but the platform
No,
stuff is something
I
we
was
get
letting
asked
you
a
eat.
lot.
I was
Yeah, I
letting you
just
eat.
feel like I know where you were going with it, and then I went off too. But yeah, that's the platform stuff is something that I feel like we get asked a lot, especially with the challenges.
Yeah,
And it
it's
is a
very
gripe
popular.
of mine, but I understand it.
It's a
All I can
business
say is
at the end
I
of the
am,
day.
yeah, it is a business for them. And I am actually excited that some of them are starting to adapt this no limit.
No time limit. Yeah.
I do kind of like that. So hopefully I'll start seeing that become more of a trend too in the future. I really do hope that starts to happen. All right,
So
next question, Jay.
we're actually gonna wrap it up with this final question because we're getting at, I think we are at the hour that we're supposed to
We
kind of
are,
start cutting it
yeah,
down
we
at.
have a
So
few more questions, but we can actually just make another. Roxy's always doing Mindset Lives. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if you
awesome.
guys send them over there. We'll do them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll finish
That
up
works.
the other
So
ones. You guys
this
were like
question
very
is
questioned in the chat this time, I feel like.
True.
Which is good.
Yeah,
This is
no,
good.
which
You
is
guys
fine.
joined it, so we'll answer your questions on the spot. The people who submitted them, we'll get to you, I promise. We'll probably throw them in one of Roxy's mindset
Okay,
lives
so
coming up.
this is a curveball. I actually like this as a final question because like we always talk about like the other side of the coin, but so what would you recommend to do on a winning streak? I'm pretty happy about it so far. Don't want to get too excited or too cocky. Do you have any tips for that?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Um,
Because there's so
Everybody
many
always
questions
talks
about the
everybody
opposite
always
side
talk-
of it.
Yeah, everybody always talks about the losing streaks. How do I deal with that? But what if you're a winning streak? First off, yeah, don't get too
I feel like
cocky.
we
You will
answered this
lose.
already. Like, I want to kind of like go back to the beginning of this, though, where we were talking about like, don't overspend, don't count your eggs before they hatch, like that kind of thing. While it's great and it may feel it kind of ties into everything. I feel like, well, it may feel a little bit surreal at first, and you're like, is this real? Like, how do you balance this? Like, I'm profitable and it seems to consistent. Like, when do you start like counting on that money more than maybe
Why do I
you
keep on winning?
like yeah, well, my recommendation is that you don't overcount on that money. It's great you're winning, and just take your wins for what they are. And I mean, obviously this isn't financial advice, but I would just say like make sure that you are not overspending something and assuming that the winning will always continue. It's great that it is, and I don't want you to get a negative, like, in a negative headspace by me saying that, but just be careful with how much you're spending of your winnings or how much you're counting on it to always happen. And just know that the markets will humble you very quickly. So while you may be on a hot streak, it is absolutely okay if you go into like a losing streak, maybe in a month or two, because you just had such a good winning streak, and that's okay. And that's where you're going to need to learn to limit your losses, learn how to protect that capital. So that way, that's where the limiting the losses come in. Don't revenge trade. Still look back at your system and be like, is it just maybe it's a weird market situation happening? This is, that's where you'll have to kind of figure that out. But if you are winning, that's awesome. And definitely, my suggestion is use your profits in whatever way to make sure that you're generating other more secure ways of bringing in profit that aren't so like, I don't know, that can't
Well,
fluctuate quite as much.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to take that in a slightly different direction, like how I've approached it, because I actually was on a winning streak that broke. For me, I treat each trade uniquely, and like I am monitoring my emotional state. So you're talking like I think it was Hope mentioned getting cocky and whatnot. Sure you can, but each trade is unique. Each trade you take and how the market reacts and what's happening, it's all unique. Okay, so if you can treat it that way, then sorry, I'm so tired. I'm sorry, guys. My brain just went nuts on me. The way that you can handle that is not to look at, wow, look at that. My God, I've taken 12 trades and they've all been successful. Don't look at the overall picture, because that is going to start to skew you, and you start to question, okay, well, when's that loss coming? Wow, no, or you go the opposite direction and you go, oh my God, this is going to continue. Every single one of those is unique, because you're back testing your plan. Everything tells you that that's what that is. So every trade happens, it either fits your rules or it doesn't. And I hate to be a broken record on that, but literally sitting there and it's like, okay, I take this one. If you've won a bunch for a week, you can always stop. You can always bank that.
Rox, no.
I have what?
No,
What?
I'm joking. I was like, no, don't stop. Keep going.
No, I do. That's actually something that I had to learn. And
Yeah,
that was one
same.
of the lessons that I learned when I blew the funded account, was because I learned that I want to spread it out to multiple accounts, okay, because I have a pay the bills account, and then I've got a couple other accounts that I use for like extras, what I consider extras, okay. And the reason why is because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but also when you do take these winning trades, you can bank them. You can go, okay, great, I've got this set aside. I'm not touching that. If I want to continue to trade, I'm not risking that now. It's all in a different account. Okay. And it can help to separate it out a little bit so that you're giving yourself, I treat them like reset points. I don't even think about the rest of what happened in that account or the previous day. I'm trading today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today, and that particular trade. So the more you can condition yourself to see it that way and see it more from a unique perspective, or at least just each trade and what it's going to do, as opposed to, oh my gosh, wow, that's 6 winning trades. No, no, those happen. That's the past. You're focused on now. So a lot of that is just mental conditioning. That's my opinion.
Also working into your plan. Everybody's always used to having to worry about the negatives, like
Yeah.
previously, of like, okay, let me make sure in my plan, if I get 2 losses in a row, I'm done. Everybody's always worried about the losing streak, but most people don't ever like look in their back testing to see, okay, what does the winning streaks go to, in the sense that maybe like you could find a way better like percentage gain if you win. Like, I'm not sure, like you didn't really say what time frame or how you're trading, but just random example, if you're scalping on the 1 or 5 minute, maybe you can see upwards to 5 or 6 trades. You normally just take around 3 or so. 3 is like your max, unless you win all 3. If you would win all 3, then maybe we can make, like, hypothetically, we can make some rules to where, okay, I will keep trading until I lose. And then once you hit that loss, then you're done. So that way it's almost like a trailing stop, but for trades, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And where like you're like, okay, let's ride this high. And obviously every trade still has to fit your system. It's not like you're just taking every single trade on a whim, but everything follows your system. And you can go and back testing and be like, okay, when I was on winning streaks, and maybe I would like cut it at 3 trades, I could be losing on some more winners. So let's just trade until I lose. And then once I lose, I'm done. So that could add.
That's an option. Yeah, definitely. I took it to the perspective of when I ended up with a series of wins, let's say in the day, let's say that each trade, and this is just hypothetical, but each trade nets you $500. And let's say you hit your 3rd one, and you happen to look over at your account balance and you see, hey, I'm up $1,500 for the day. And you get that euphoric feeling start to hit. And then you get maybe a worried feeling like, oh, but what if the next trade, takes some of that away? If you can't mentally set that aside and take the next trade, then step away and let it be and bank those profits, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think that it is that if you, I think, I talk about mindset a lot, of course, but if you can't gauge your emotions and understand where you are in the process and how those emotions are affecting you, then yeah, you're going to take that euphoria into things. That leads to overconfidence. That leads to you starting to take trades that skew the direction of that doesn't actually fit, but I really want that next winner, that type of thing. So I think really learning how to gauge where you are and your emotions. Would you guys agree is like incredibly
100%.
valuable?
Yeah.
I've actually said this before, and I think you said it beautifully. I always say, like, if it hurts you to lose that money, even if it's like $10, and you're like super excited about your $10, and you're like, well, I don't want to lose it, and you even have a little bit of hesitation with that fear, you really should just stop, because your emotions are starting to take over now.
Yeah.
Once you have that in it, you are going to do what I've seen a lot of people do, and I have myself done, where you make the money, and then once you start to lose it, and your trade goes like more and more and more in loss or drawdown, you start moving the stop loss, because you can't lose now, because you want back what you had. You want back what you had, and it's such a dangerous game to play. So Roxy's advice is 100% on point. And coming from mine too, once you are emotionally invested in what you either gained or lost, you need to just stop for the day. If you can't look at it from a practical point of view or a rational point of view, or if it pains you to lose what you have lost, you need to stop for the day. I've gotten asked this a lot, because I think people know that, like, on average, I've talked about this very openly. On average, I like to make, obviously I would like to shoot for about 2% a day. That's really all I go for. If I get more, great. If I get less, great. Again, I don't trade every single day, so don't be thinking I'm going for 10% a week. Like, it's not how that works. But in my head, if I can make about $2,000 or so, because I trade with a 100K accounts, usually roughly in that area, if I can go for that amount when I am sitting down to trade on whatever day I'm trading, if I can get about 2%, I'm very happy. But many of you know that if you watch me trade, that I really like 1.5 rewards. So there's plenty of times that I may just take a 1.5 reward, one trade, and if I get it for the day, I'm done. Even though there might be additional setups, I'm good. And I've had people ask me and they'll be like, but like you say you like 2%. And I do, but if the trade isn't working out for me, if I'm more than happy with my 1.5 reward, which for me is like, you know, like 1500, like that is close enough to me that, or to my 2% goal, that I'm like good enough, because it would hurt me to lose. And I don't potentially want to lose $1,000 on a trade if I have 1500 guaranteed. Like it's not worth it to me a lot of the time to do that. Sometimes if I'm up already well above whatever my goal might be, sure, then that's a different thing. But you guys, that's like where your own trading plans and risk management will come in. And the other side note to that is when you are up, it's a lot easier if you're above where you want to be a little bit more, again, it kind of goes back to like, if you don't have to make the money, you're going to make a lot more rational decisions, in my opinion. So like, if you don't have to make it, if you don't need to make a certain percentage, you know, whatever, like the challenges and stuff, that's again why I hate them, because you have to make a certain amount of money. You find that you'll make better decisions. But without ranting about it too much, my point is just like, if you feel like Roxy said, that it would hurt you to lose it, or you feel like your emotions would become too invested, you really should just walk away. You just take whatever you got, take your $10 and go buy yourself McDonald's or something. And you know what? You just gotta like whatever
So
it
now
is.
you
like,
know
I
what,
know,
now you know what Christy does with her
I
And go
know, but
listen to
profits.
birds
yeah.
chirp.
No, but I mean, like honestly, like I remember like when I was starting out, like making $10 and
Yeah.
feeling so excited. And I know this sounds stupid, but like so excited, because if I was consistently making $10,
You
then
can eat
like that
McDonald's.
reality of like, yes, I
It's
could
not
make
stupid. It's
I could eat
consistent
McDonald's,
profit.
but-
It's amazing. It doesn't matter what amount it is. It's if you can do something consistently, you can really grow from there.
Exactly.
So
It's the
it's that.
consistency. So that
Yeah.
that's exactly. So don't worry about the money too much. I know when we save money sometimes, like people who are profitable and have been for a while, it sounds like, oh my God, like, but like
It's
I
easy for
didn't
you to
start out
speak
that
from,
way
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't start out that way either. It was like just seeing that consistent $10 or so. And then, that starts to add up too, $50 a week, like when you start doing the math, you got 50 times 4, 200. And I was like, that's a bill. Or,
Yeah, exactly.
it's exciting to see, but if you are getting excited about $10 and it's like, if that's your goal or whatever, stop trading for the day, whatever it is. And then just take whatever, or even if you feel like, oh, I don't want to lose the money, like, like I said, go buy yourself some McDonald's and just enjoy that McDonald's. Make it the best McDonald's you've ever had, because it's free. Ashley's saying
Enjoy those
Chipotle.
nuggies.
I know. I was gonna say Ashley said Chipotle.
Enjoy those
I'll
I
agree
don't
with you on
know
that
where
one.
y'all live, but Chipotle is not
Oh,
$10 where
y'all.
I live.
You're
Well, all right.
Chipotle.
I don't know where you guys, that's more of the New Jersey.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know where
McDonald's
you
isn't
guys-
even
Yeah, it's
10
because
bucks
you've been
out
hanging
here.
out
So
with me too much,
Yeah.
Chris. Hitting with the y'all. But
I
yeah,
don't
just
know.
break
In
the
Louisiana, Jay,
mold.
can you
What,
get
what's up?
McDonald's for $10? Because I know Roxy and I are not getting McDonald's.
No.
Oh yeah.
Chipotle's definitely not $10.
it's
Oh, we're
not.
getting that for $10. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah? Oh, we gotta
Oh,
relocate, Rox.
gosh.
That's what it is. You know what? Chipotle's
But
like
you
in the $20
gotta break
range.
the mold. We're conditioned as humans to hate losing more than love winning, and so it's a tipping
Yeah.
scale. You want to try and make it to where, oh, I just lost, that's okay. Oh, I just won, that's okay. Weirdly enough, whenever you're able to do that, everything basically becomes like back testing. It's very hard to do, but
I like what Ashley actually mentions here too, just not to like keep honing on the challenges, but she does say even if you made $10, you can get your initial evaluation cost refunded. That's not for every account, but what you can also do is potentially maybe get a free retry. Some of them give the cost back. Check your prop firms that you would go with. Some will give you, even if you're in profit, your initial eval cost back. Some will give you a free retry, even if you didn't make it, which again, I really like that some of these accounts, these prop firms with the account styles that they're offering, they seem to be learning from the feedback that people are not liking how strict some of the rules are to be able to pass. And yeah, so anyway, I think I agree with that though. Like, don't underestimate your $10 or any amount. Even if you're $1 in profit on some of these, you will get the free retry. So there's no just try to be careful with your profits and stuff. But yeah, I liked what Roxy said there about if you're starting to feel invested in any way or attached to your profits, you really should just stop for the day, because that's where the emotional aspect. Stop taking more trades, because if you lose it, now you are going to start revenge trading. You're trading from a place of emotions, and that is not a good place to be. We all know that, so.
So
And-
I know we're wrapping up real quick.
Yep.
Jay, can you bring up the merch store? You were gonna do that. Let's just bring it up
Yes,
and show 'em.
ma'am.
Yeah, let's show off Roxy's designs. They're cute, guys.
Yeah.
There's more too. There are
Well,
more
yeah,
coming, but
so-
we can only give so many at a time, so.
But what I wanted to say before was that for all the people who weren't able to make the live, who competed, well, not really competed, but participated in Mindset May, we really appreciate you, and hopefully that helped you out in the long term. And hey, like just keep posting reflections if that's helping your trading, like, so be it. So this is the TTF bear market shirt, which looks super cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we got apply changes, whatever. I didn't
As a
change
side
it.
note, if you guys do order stuff off of the merchandise store, or if you're one of the winners and you're listening to this, the sizes run a tad small. So I do suggest ordering a size up. Roxy and I were saying, especially with the women's line, because like things are fitted
Men's
and
too.
stuff.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
men-
order
okay, so
up. Oh,
I
Chris,
would
stop.
suggest
Chris,
ordering.
stop. Hammer time.
This Jay loves this design.
Hammer time. So we're
Oh,
memeing. Yeah, we're memeing out here. So what? So be it. Born to trade. Also in mugs too. We have it. I made it tank tops too, because it's summer season, in case anybody wants some tank tops as well. But
Now
also
we know what
hoodies for the
Jay
people.
does. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
right. Jay's a tank
Yeah,
topper,
I mean,
guess.
sun's out, guns out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh.
We got To the Moon. I actually really like this one that Roxy made. It's really nice. To the
Yeah,
Moon
that one's cute.
with
I like this one.
candles.
I like that green color
And
too.
Jinx, I want to give him kudos on that. He made the suggestion for doing something like
thank you,
that.
Jinx.
So
Thank you, thank you.
And this is basically me. I mean, this is a lot of us actually. If I'm not,
I was
if
gonna
I'm not
say, that's a lot
trading,
of us.
no, I'm thinking about trading. So we have all of that here, and you can check this out too now. It's on the store, and Roxy made this one. I survived the wicked market.
Yeah, cute.
We'll
Yeah.
show the women's shirt,
Yep.
and then her purple.
Yep.
I do like purple. That's cute too.
Yeah.
Let
It's
me see the
purple.
pink, Jay. Let me see a
Okay,
pink on
sure.
that. The baby pink.
Sure, I got you.
Eh,
Ooh,
eh,
okay.
I don't know.
Kind of.
At least the
I like the
I don't know.
greens. Let me see the green. Sorry guys, I'm
Yeah.
shopping with Jay. That's kind of cute. I like it. All right. I like the turquoises too. I like these
Yeah.
grays and the men's got that like muted. It's like a
I like
grayish
this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very clean and very simple. Just a trading floor,
Yeah.
like a little floor at the bottom. I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
copping.
cute.
I'm probably gonna be copping this and a couple others.
All right, I'll make it your uniform from now on. We'll write
And
it.
then no, not only do we have the bear market, we also have where's show women's hoodie. We also have the TTF bull run. So
I'm so curious how these will come out printing wise. So if
True.
anybody orders the bear or the bull, please send me a picture. Or if you guys are like, I'll have to look at your carts for the winners if you guys decide to get it. I think they look so cool, but I'm like a little like
Nervous about how they're
how
going to come out.
print-
Yeah.
Yeah, or like how they'll wash. Because like,
so
you know, full transparency, we have no control over Spreadshirt. We just use them as like they do everything for us. I day trade. I do not create t-shirts. I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm not a drop shipper. I've never pretended like I am. Like I don't know anything about this world. So they do all this for us. And I don't know. I've gotten mixed reviews on them. They're not my favorite, but I would like to know how those particular designs
Yeah.
hold up.
Yeah.
So I want to just kind of add, I think Roxy like linked the right thing on her merch whenever you click the merch link. But just to be sure, if it doesn't bring you to everything, if you just go on Spreadshirt.com and you search hashtag TRDFLR and you hit enter, you will then not see this. Okay, well that did not work.
That's
Well,
That's not
I-
our
I
show,
don't
but
think-
happy Pride Month, guys.
Actually-
Yeah, I mean that's what that looks like. Happy Pride Month, everyone. But
Actually, I don't
that's
think
not
you
our
need a
show.
hashtag. If you do TRD, yeah, you don't need the hashtag. If you just type in TRDFLR, and then it won't show you all the designs here, but whenever you start to come to the right and you go through the categories, then you'll be able to see everything here. So you'll
Yeah.
be able to see all of the designs that we have here and then go through them yourself.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that green? What's that color? That men's green. I like that one. Anyway, all
know,
right.
I
No,
love
you
that
don't. I won't
color.
keep you guys on this
You
live
like the
shop.
olive or the turquoise?
I
No,
like that
no,
olive,
all the
like that military green, basically.
no, I like the turquoise, I
Oh,
guess,
this
with the
one? This
bull.
one?
Yeah, with the pop
Yeah.
of pink to it. It's
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice, actually.
It's
I
because
like
you're
that.
a Taurus. You're a bull.
It's not
you're a
nice
bull
for
by nature.
you, Jay. I meant nice for me. I don't care about. I'm thinking I
Okay,
like the
oh,
color.
well, that's mean. So with that mean comment by Christy, now
I
you'll
didn't.
know
It
how
wasn't
she
mean. It
treats
was
me.
just a
We're gonna
genuine.
We're gonna wrap up this call. We really appreciate everybody participating in
Yes.
Mindset. Roxy, really appreciate you. She
Thank
could
you.
save
I
yourself.
do. Very
Ian,
much.
I'll talk for Ian. Ian appreciates you as well. He appreciates all y'all. Pleasure.
Yes.
Until next.
Thank you guys
Mindset
for
May.
doing it.
Thank
Again,
you.
don't forget about Mindset though, just because the prizes are gone. Don't
Sure.
forget about it. Make sure that you guys are still in there. And then Roxy is going to be doing
Yeah, it's in
whenever-
there, 35-day challenge. If you guys want to continue challenging yourself for building mindset or at least good habits, you can go in there into the pins and mindset room, and I've got a whole explanation of it and a template for how to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing to do if you guys have enjoyed doing this, keeping yourself still accountable to a little bit. And hopefully it'll help you guys a little bit. But definitely, make sure you're still posting. Feel free to continue posting them. If you found this like therapeutic or helpful for you, go ahead and do it. Doesn't matter.
Many
You
people
won't
found it
keep
helpful.
Yeah, you won't keep getting prizes throughout the year, but if it's helping you for real, please don't feel weird to continue doing it. Like, we have no problem with letting you. The mindset room is like a nice safe space. Do whatever helps you guys feel best to be able to get through whatever you might ever be struggling with. But yeah, thank you guys so much for participating in it. This was like kind of like a spur of the moment decision for Mindset May. And we're like, do we do it? Do we not do it? And honestly, I'm really happy with the way. I felt like it was a really good vibes, chill vibes. You guys did awesome with it. And I was really happy with the way this like turned out this month. So thank you all for participating. And huge thank you to you and Ian for being the ones to do all of that organizing and everything. So definitely appreciate it. So shout out to Roxy, guys. Make sure you tell her thank you for doing all the mindset stuff.
Roxy made all those designs too in the spreadshirt. So
And
yep,
the
shout out to
designs,
her.
yeah.
So with
And the
that being
price
said,
action course, she gave you all your subtitles. She's the one who figured out how to do it in English. So yeah, Roxy is coming clutch. Roxy has been MVP for the month of May. So thank you, Roxy.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you guys. So I will end this now. We said we wouldn't keep
Have
you
a
guys
good
too long on
weekend.
a
Yep.
Friday. Have a
Have
good
a great weekend, guys.
You too. We'll see you guys Monday.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.